Blake Lively spent nearly 2 decades building one of Hollywood's most carefully crafted public images. Rising to fame as Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl, she became a cultural icon who represented both aspiration and accessibility. Her career trajectory seemed flawless. She transitioned seamlessly from teen television to respected film roles in projects like The Age of Adeline and A Simple Favor. Beyond acting, Lively established herself as a fashion influencer, red carpet fixture, and lifestyle brand in her own right. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds added another dimension to her public persona. Their playful social media exchanges and apparent family devotion made them one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Brand partnerships followed, with major companies seeking her endorsement for everything from fashion to beauty products. By 2024, Blake Lively represented a specific type of celebrity success, someone who had navigated fame since her early 20s without major scandal, maintaining a reputation as professional, talented, and relatable. The public largely viewed her as someone who had earned her place in Hollywood's upper echelon. This carefully cultivated image would make what came next even more jarring, a dramatic shift in public perception that seemed to happen almost overnight, challenging everything audiences thought they knew about the actress. It Ends With Us arrived with massive expectations. The film adapted Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, which had sold millions of copies and built a devoted fan base eager to see the story brought to screen. The book tackled domestic violence with nuance and emotional depth, making it both commercially successful and culturally significant. For Blake Lively, this project represented more than just another role. She signed on not only as the lead actress, but also as a producer, giving her creative control and deeper investment in the film's success. Playing Lily Bloom, a florist navigating an abusive relationship, offered Lively the opportunity to showcase dramatic range while championing an important social message. The production paired her with Justin Baldoni, who served as both her co-star and the film's director. On paper, the collaboration seemed promising. Two Hollywood figures committed to bringing a sensitive story to life with care and authenticity. Industry observers predicted the film would elevate Lively's career to new heights, positioning her as both a serious dramatic actress and a producer championing meaningful content. The built-in audience virtually guaranteed box office success. What no one anticipated was that this career-defining project would instead become the catalyst for the most challenging period of Blake Lively's public life. In December 2024, Blake Lively filed a legal complaint that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. The document detailed allegations against Justin Baldoni and others involved in the production of It Ends With Us, claiming workplace misconduct and subsequent retaliation. The complaint outlined specific allegations of inappropriate behavior during filming, including claims of unwanted advances, unprofessional comments, and boundary violations that Lively said created a hostile work environment. According to the filing, she raised these concerns through official channels, requesting meetings that included her husband Ryan Reynolds to address the issues. But the legal action went beyond typical workplace grievance claims. Lively alleged that after she voiced concerns, a coordinated public relations campaign was orchestrated to preemptively damage her reputation. The complaint included references to text messages and communications that allegedly showed deliberate planning to undermine her public image. The filing claimed this campaign aimed to discredit her before she could speak publicly about her experiences, essentially weaponizing public perception as a form of professional retaliation. The timing was significant. The complaint came months after the film's release, during a period when Lively had already faced intense public criticism for her promotional approach. This legal filing reframed the entire narrative, suggesting that public opinion hadn't formed organically, but had been strategically influenced. Before the legal complaint, Blake Lively faced an unprecedented wave of public criticism during the film's promotional campaign in summer 2024. Social media users scrutinized her interviews, press appearances, and marketing approach with an intensity that seemed to come from nowhere. Critics accused her of promoting the film too lightheartedly, focusing on fashion and aesthetics, rather than the serious subject matter of domestic violence. Clips from interviews were dissected and shared widely, with commentators suggesting she was tone-deaf and insensitive. Old interviews resurfaced, reframed through a negative lens that painted her as dismissive or difficult. The backlash intensified rapidly. Hashtags trended criticizing her behavior. TikTok videos analyzing her body language and word choices went viral. What started as criticism of promotional tactics evolved into broader character attacks, with users questioning her authenticity and professionalism. Notably, much of this criticism emerged seemingly simultaneously across multiple platforms, creating what appeared to be an organic groundswell of public disapproval. The speed and coordination of the backlash struck some observers as unusual, though at the time, it was widely accepted as genuine public sentiment. Lively remained largely silent during this period, which many interpreted as arrogance or indifference. Her public image, cultivated over nearly 2 decades, appeared to crumble within weeks. Blake Lively's legal complaint made a striking allegation that the public backlash she experienced wasn't organic, but orchestrated. The filing claimed a deliberate crisis management strategy was deployed to damage her reputation before she could speak about her workplace experiences. According to the complaint, this alleged campaign involved hiring public relations professionals specifically to manipulate public perception. The filing referenced communications that purportedly showed planning discussions about how to bury Lively's credibility and shift narratives in the media. The complaint suggested tactics included planting negative stories, amplifying critical social media content, and ensuring that Lively's version of events would be preemptively discredited. The goal, according to the filing, was to make her appear unlikable and untrustworthy, so any future allegations she might make would be dismissed. Lively's legal team included exhibits they claimed demonstrated this coordination: text messages, emails, and contracts with crisis PR firms. The complaint argued this wasn't typical reputation management, but an aggressive campaign designed to harm her professionally and personally. These allegations raise serious questions about how celebrity reputations are managed and manipulated. If true, they suggested that what millions perceived as authentic public opinion had been strategically manufactured, a sobering possibility about the nature of modern media influence. The legal filing created an immediate split in public and industry opinion. Some who had previously criticized Blake Lively reconsidered their positions, questioning whether they'd been manipulated. Others remained skeptical, viewing the complaint as a strategic move by someone trying to rehabilitate a damaged image. Within Hollywood, reactions varied significantly. Some industry figures publicly expressed support for Lively, praising her courage in coming forward with workplace allegations. Others maintained loyalty to Baldoni or chose to remain silent, unwilling to take sides in an ongoing legal dispute. The response on social media proved equally divided. Supporters argued that Lively had been subjected to a coordinated attack and deserved a fair hearing. They pointed to the suspicious timing and intensity of the original backlash as evidence supporting her claims. Meanwhile, critics maintained their original stance, suggesting the legal action was simply damage control rather than legitimate grievance. Media coverage reflected this division. Some outlets re-examined their previous reporting, acknowledging they may have amplified a manufactured narrative. Others continued questioning Lively's promotional choices and workplace behavior, arguing that valid criticism shouldn't be dismissed as conspiracy. Legal experts weighed in on the broader implications, noting that proving a coordinated smear campaign in court would require substantial evidence and set significant precedents for how workplace retaliation cases are handled. The impact on Blake Lively's professional standing became evident almost immediately. Brand partnerships that had been central to her public persona grew noticeably quiet. Companies that once prominently featured her in campaigns seemed to distance themselves, adopting a wait-and-see approach as the controversy unfolded. Her social media presence, once characterized by polished lifestyle content and playful engagement, shifted dramatically. Posts became less frequent, and the previously robust interaction with fans diminished significantly. The carefully cultivated image of accessibility and relatability had been fundamentally challenged. Industry opportunities appeared to contract as well. New project announcements that typically follow successful film releases were conspicuously absent. While no studios publicly stated they were avoiding working with Lively, the silence itself spoke volumes in an industry where momentum and perception drive decisions. The financial implications extended beyond lost endorsements. Her production company's ability to attract future projects potentially suffered, as investors and studios assessed not just talent, but the marketability and public reception of attached talent. Perhaps most significantly, the intangible currency of Hollywood, likability and public goodwill, had been severely depleted. Whether the damage proves temporary or permanent remains unclear, but the contrast between her reputation before and after this controversy marks one of the most dramatic image shifts in recent entertainment history. As of early 2026, the legal proceedings remain ongoing, with both sides preparing their cases for what could become a lengthy court battle. The complaint has moved beyond initial filing stages, but resolution appears months or potentially years away. Legal experts note that cases involving workplace allegations and reputational harm typically involve complex discovery processes and extensive evidence review. For Blake Lively, the path forward involves navigating both legal proceedings and public perception simultaneously. Her team continues to present evidence supporting her claims, while her opponents maintain their denials and prepare counter-arguments. The court of law will ultimately determine legal responsibility, but the court of public opinion operates on different timelines and standards. The broader entertainment industry watches closely, recognizing that this case could set precedents for how workplace complaints are handled and how crisis management tactics are scrutinized. Questions about the ethics of strategic reputation campaigns have entered mainstream conversations about celebrity culture and media manipulation. Lively's career trajectory depends significantly on how the situation resolves. A legal victory could vindicate her claims and potentially restore her public image, while an unfavorable outcome might cement the damage already done. Regardless of the legal conclusion, rebuilding trust with audiences represents a substantial challenge. What remains certain is that Blake Lively's public image has been fundamentally altered. Whether she can successfully navigate this crisis and emerge with her career intact will define not just her future, but potentially influence how similar situations are handled across the entertainment industry.